Welcome to Untitled. Today we're going to discuss about Cisco CCNA exam preparations. We're going to look at how to pass the exam, how to prepare for the exam. So in order to pass the exam, we need to understand a few things properly, such as exam series, number of questions will be asked, how long the exam will be, what will be the pass marks, and how to prepare for the exam. So these sections we're going to talk about all these things in very details. At first, how to study. CCNA certification book is very important. You need to go through the books. Lecture slides is very important. As lecture slides, all individual topics has been covered. It has a lot of highlighted information which is very important, but some of the stuffs you want to go through very details, you should go back to the books and check those details. Book has a lot of example. At the end of the chapters there are some questions. If you want to verify your knowledge, you can definitely go back to books and check those stuffs. Sample questions is very important because they have past exam papers. So once you go through the sample questions, you'll be able to see what kind of questions have been asked before. You'll understand the patterns, and based on that patterns, when you prepare for your exam, it will be a lot of easier for you. In the exam day, you'll not be surprised when you see some questions over there. There will be drag and drops questions, multiple choice questions, filling the gaps, lab simulations questions within the exam. Practice test is to see how much you're getting. So practice test is very important. Before you do any final test, you should do some practice test. If you need practice test facilities, we can provide you the remote access and you can do some practice test and see how much you're getting. If you get more than 80%, that means your preparation is good and you can go ahead with the exam. Once you do the practice test, check the incorrect questions. If you get some incorrect questions, see what will be the right answers and why they are right. Once you go through those incorrect questions, you'll learn those questions. And once you learn those questions, so that means if any questions came from there or around that, you'll be able to answer them. Using the packet tracer software for lab simulations is very important. It's just not the theory. You need to understand how everything functions, how a routing functions, how WSPF routing protocol works inside the routers, what are the show commands, and when you run the show commands, what you are looking at. So those things you need to have a real-time experience. So that's why you should set up a small lab and do some practices with that. Follow the lecture slides, books. Shared online documents is very important because over there we have many examples. So you go through those online Dropbox file share and you can check those example, some sample questions, and pretty much how to prepare for the exam. We have all the things over there. So please review those shared online documents. And also remember that some practice questions answers are based on the assumptions, as some questions have better answers than the others. So there's always a bit of controversy with some of the questions, not all of them. So don't worry too much about those particular controversial questions and stuff. Instead, you prepare yourself. Make sure you have a solid knowledge about networking when you do this kind of exams. Any questions related to these course topics or anything you want to know, please send us an email on questions@untitled.com.au. So final exam can be taken on the business hours, remember that. So you need to allocate at least 2.5 hours to do the exam. As part of your exam preparations, please participate at least 3 practice tests. So you can get access to those practice tests via send us an email on info@untitled.com.au and we'll provide you remote access to our system. So once you do the practice test, you see how much you're getting. So once you get a good mark, so definitely it will help you to pass the exam. If you want to book your final exam, please send us an email on info@untitled.com.au. And if you follow the instructions properly, definitely you will pass the exam. Thank you.